Welcome to the Georgia-Florida Baseball Podcast. This show is brought to you by Georgia Showcase Baseball, Showcase Apparel, and the owner of both, Coach Ben House. Ben, how we doing?
Doing good, KP. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to anybody watching. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Murphy Lee. I am your host, Kevin Perkins, and today is our second parents episode of the offseason. Our guest today is Murphy Lee. His son, Divine, is a fine player on the 9U team at Georgia Showcase Baseball. Divine helped his 9U team to two consecutive tourney wins to close out the season, gaining pitcher MVP award in one tourney. And Murphy, how are you doing today?
I'm great, man. Just maintaining.
Maintain the traveler, as you like to say, as you said
Oh
earlier.
yeah, I feel like I'm always getting off the road.
Right, right. You may know Murphy as the owner of a top 10 album and a number one overall song at one point. I would love to talk to him about that, but that would be a completely different show than what we're doing today. We're going to talk to Murphy about the father-son bond, about helping your child in areas of interest, and about trying to grow with your child and experience your child's development. And we're going to do all. We're also going to talk a little bit. Ben came down to Pensacola last weekend and took part in an event here in Pensacola. We're going to talk about that a little bit at the tail end of this as well. Sound good, Murphy?
All good, man.
All good. We're going to do all that and more after this.
This is the Georgia-Florida Baseball Show, brought to you by Coach Ben House, with Kevin Perkins from Surrounded by Sports.
Welcome back, and thank you to our sponsors, Arden's Garden, Atlanta's source for juices, smoothies, and plant-based foods. And of course, Showcase Apparel, the fit for your team. Like, comment, subscribe these videos. And Ben, why did you want to have Murphy on to begin with?
Well, man, it's always great to have a celebrity on.
There you go.
But it's even more special when a celebrity's son can play a little baseball, and he's very good at it as well. So Murphy's son Divine plays on my 9U elite team. Plays in the middle infield, leadoff hitter, and very special talent. And I just thought it would be cool, man. I know me and Murph talked a little bit, man. Off the field, about he's a baseball guy, and we chopped it up, and we talk a lot of baseball about him being in St. Louis, and I just thought it would be a good fit, good idea to to have him on the show.
Good idea. Hey, you know what? Let's jump there real quick. You
forgot to tell him I'm cold, man.
Oh yeah, very cold. Ice cold.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, let's jump into there real quick. You are a baseball guy. You growing up in St. Louis is hard not to be, right?
Oh yeah, definitely that. And having a mama like mine is hard not to too. But yeah, man, my neighborhood was baseballed out. My grandmother is a big Cardinal fan and stayed on the TV. But as a little guy, our neighborhood used to play other neighborhoods in baseball. Baseball one of them sports where it's so hard to find a partner to play. That's kind of why a lot of kids don't get into it, because you can't find a pickup game. You know what I'm saying? You got to play for a team or not. So I was fortunate enough to grow up in a neighborhood where we all played, man. And it was 12 on 12s and things of that nature. Just before rec league, I'm talking about we just playing neighborhood against neighborhood. And my mom was a coach my first 2 years. And she literally had equipment at home. So we used to have the catcher's equipment. We used to take it up the street and, play against the other neighborhoods. It was pretty dope.
So this is before Little League. Your mom already had equipment
during Little League.
Everything.
Yep, during Little League, before Little League, because I got an older brother that played baseball. But it just always was in our neighborhood in St. Louis.
Could she throw a little bit?
Who, me?
Your mom.
Yeah, she get down a little bit. She ain't a bad. She ain't bad at all. She got more of a mouth than the physical part, but she she knows sports though, so it worked out.
Right. Well, her love for sports drew you in, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Along with your brother?
It's probably older brothers. My brother's about 3 years older than me. it's probably the brothers and the uncles and the things of that nature. But like I said, the neighborhood was just sported out. Like we played 3 sports, 4 sports, and we also was able to go outside. I think that
Right.
was sort of
Yeah, big part of it. Big part of it. And you mentioned to me that you felt like coaching may have been like you said, if we'd had a little better coaching at the high school levels, things could have been a little bit different for the teams you came up on. Is that right?
uh, definitely that, because we had some great players, but once we got into that high school life of girls and other
Right.
activities and things of that nature, kind of threw the real players off. You know what I'm saying? And then like
Hmm.
basketball took over, football took over when you get older, and they didn't take baseball as serious. So the guys that I knew were like super athletes when I was younger and couldn't wait to play with because they would maybe been like 2 years older than me or something like that.
Right.
By the time I got to my high school life, they were playing around and they wouldn't.
Right.
So it was
Right.
like me taking it serious. It was more so that it might have been a rap, man. Let me just take it back to that. It might
Right.
have been the music, man. I came
Right.
from it. I was definitely into the. I knew what I wanted to do.
Right. Well, it worked out for you, right?
Yeah,
You
definitely.
learned how to be a part of a team. You wind up being a part of a famous team in a completely different atmosphere. You know what I mean? And things work
Right.
out. But let's get back to Divine now. He's a fine player.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you wind up? Well, first of all, how did Divine wind up liking baseball? Is that you?
Definitely me, but I would probably big it up to his big brother, just like how I did mine. His brother is a major talent too. He's pretty dope. He's like 10 years older than him, but he grew up on that. He was raised on that baseball field,
Hmm.
just like me. And I think my oldest saw me playing softball all my life, and he got into it to where when Divine was born, he was throwing out the gate. Like he was like I got
Yeah.
man, I got I got footage of that guy like hitting stuff across the room, like little milk cartons and stuff like that in the pitcher stands and like really hitting it and like his swinging, he was hitting the ball in the air like no tee at like 2 and 3.
Right. Right. So is that kind of well, first of all, how did you wind up with Showcase Baseball?
Oh man, shout out to Moody. Um, Coach Moody always get me around Atlanta. It
Mhm.
was a big change for me when moving to Atlanta, and we were just trying. Our last team folded, and we were playing older. You know, Divine is very young, but he's been playing older for the past 3 years. And I kind of wanted him to play on his level because I love the little league part of baseball. I know when they get 12, it gets kind of boring, it gets real serious. So I wanted to keep him in the fun part of baseball. And so I moved him back down to his age. Well, he's still under, but back down to his age to 9U. And man, got in touch with Ben, man. That was a blessing in itself because I just like serious. I like not serious, but I like structured baseball. You know what I'm saying? I love the just for fun, but I also like, yo, what are we here for? You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're dealing with kids with real talent.
Right. Now he's you said he's back down to his age, but he is 8 playing with 9-year-olds.
Yeah, he's still playing under, but if he play with 8, man, it'll look crazy.
Right. Right. Now what goes into that thought process for you as a coach and a guy who guides young athletes when you say, okay, this kid's a little he needs to be playing one age up or something like that. What do you look for in that? Or is it just blatantly obvious to you?
Well, when you're talking about kids want to play up a level, first of all, you got to be dominating the age that you're in to
Right.
where you know, it, it's no doubt that you're the best kid on the field. You
Mhm.
know, everybody can see that you're the best kid on the field. That's those situations where you okay, this kid needs to be playing up. So man, what I did, man, was I tried to put uh, talented kids around each other. Because I'm a firm believer in iron sharpens iron. So the group that I have, they're all talented, man. They all got special talents, and they all have different things that they're good at, and they all push each other. But with Divine, man, what I see in him is he's a leader. I have a pack of wolves out there, man, and he's one of the leaders of that pack. And he was kind of one of those kids that kind of just brought our team together. That special ingredients that you need to have that secret sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Divine was was that secret sauce that that just put everything together, just full circle.
Right. So their maturity, not only physically though, they need to be able to fit in the clubhouse too, right? Because you don't
Yeah.
want to put a kid in there that's too immature for the next age group and to be kind of pushed around in a way, not pushed around, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, we got a couple of young kids that could actually be playing 8U right
Right.
now, and you can tell the kids that are younger on the team versus the kids that may be a year older,
Right.
just by the maturity standpoint. Some of the things that they do and say, and
Mm-hmm.
but they're all kids, so
Right.
each one of my kids have different personalities.
Right.
So you have to be able to tackle each personality and coach them differently. You can't coach each kid the same way.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't work that way. Some kids you gotta nudge a little bit. Some kids you gotta pull back a little bit. And some kids you just gotta keep your arms wrapped around them
Right.
until they start to get it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man. Every kid has a different personality. And this is a special group of kids that I have.
Right. Now, Murphy, you said that early on you were the coach for Divine's teams, right?
No, I was playing parent coach. I just couldn't stay off the field. Like
Right.
Moody, when I was playing with Moody, he had it set up where the dads were really like on the field
Mm-hmm.
and doing the drills with the kids and things of that nature. And it kind of raised them when they was 4, 5, 6 years old. It raises them into like seeing that I could do it with their parents out there, with their dads out there. And I thought that was amazing. That kind of what kind of brought me to the organization or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, you just got to stay on them, stay in there. What you see is me. I just started getting them into training like last year.
Right.
So a lot of stuff he's catching up to, you know what I'm saying? Because it was just me and him doing drills, his brother doing drills. And I did believe in a lot of experience, like more so than just us practicing, So I had him playing a lot of games. The guy probably got about 500 games under his belt by the age of 8, which is not good all the time, but he's definitely experienced in the gameplay part of it.
Right.
Because I love the IQ part of it. I know baseball is a head sport. Once you have your talent, once you know know everything, all your drills, it's about here. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to teach them that now at 8. Like, your situation is everything. You knowing,
Right.
talk to yourself, tell yourself what's next, all of that. So that's what I'm on them now. And over here with Ben, I'm able to be a straight parent. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and I coach him when he's away, but at the same time, when I'm there, I can just mentally talk to him and get his head straight. And he's growing up, so he's starting to have a little attitude. Different things come into
Right.
play.
Of
So you got to
course.
keep it straight.
Right. Well, that's the cool thing though, right? Is you've transitioned to where he has this structured environment where he's working with Ben and he's doing drills and all that, right? And there's multiple people that he's working with. He's learning how to wait in line, wait his turn, but also get individual coaching while inside of a group. But then when he goes with you pay attention to the drills and you can reinforce things and work on specific things and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, definitely that. That's what we do. I just so happen to play the middle infield all my life too, so it's kind of easy to give them tips and like I still play. So
Right.
it's just easy to tell them like position when you see a batter come up, where to stand. Like, you don't have to always be in the same place. Them kids turn into robots and they'd stand in the
Yeah.
same position the whole time. 10 batters come up and you play in the same spot in the shortstop. So I'm
Right.
teaching them how to adjust to bigger and smaller players, to watching the player hit that first time. And when he get up to bat that second time, know where he's going. If the pitcher pitches fast, is he swinging late? Is he swinging early? So
Right.
we're on that right now. So his mentals is getting crazy right now. I'm loving that part. And he's really teaches me and asks me questions and tell me about stuff more than I tell him. So that's pretty
Right.
cool.
Ben, it's a partnership, right?
Yeah, it really is, man. Divine is one of those kids, and he asks questions throughout the game. He'll ask me questions throughout the game. About should he have been there, or should he have done this, or should he have done that, and that's one of the things, man, that I really like about this team is the fact that they're all their IQ is starting to raise a little bit, the bar is starting to raise, and that's another thing about kids playing up, trying to play up, and a lot of parents, they don't understand that it's levels to this thing. You can't skip levels and just move up. So if you're 8, I got kids playing on 10U teams, but what level of 10 are you playing on? Are you playing on a double A10 team or a triple A10 team? What, a reg 10 teams? What are you doing? And you're skipping the major part of 9U. Playing major baseball and playing double A 10U, 11U is totally different, man. And the levels of this, when you're playing at a high level, why go up and be the best when you're not the best at 9U?
Yep.
And you're continuing to learn, and you're continuing to play against the best competition that 9 has to offer. Because you're going to be playing this game for another 6, 7, 8 years against the top competition. So why rush it? I don't think it's a need to rush trying to get there before you learn what you're supposed to be learning
Step by step.
And that's you got to take babies. You got to take steps, man. And the IQ part, man, is really the main focus, because the talent level is there, but it's just the IQ of when that field gets bigger, you knowing how to play the game the right way.
Right. Now, Murphy, when we're talking about all this, I thought what was interesting to me when we spoke off air, you said my main goal is for him to have fun, right? And it grabbed me as that's really how you get kids to pay it. If they're having fun, they want to come back and do it again, right? But also having fun with you is a bonding process. You're getting to parent sometimes parenting is it's a chore, right? Because you're always telling them, yeah, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. When you get to be happy with your kid when you're parenting, that's the beautiful stuff, right?
Yeah, but when you're parenting, you're telling your kids to not do stuff that you did when you were younger.
100%.
So you dealing with that. With baseball, it's something I did when I was younger. It's something I do now. So our bond is different because it's something that he really, really loves. Like, I ain't forcing him. I promise you, when I tell you I'm not forcing, the way he plays, it looks like there's a Joe Jackson in the background. But he's literally doing this. Like, he forces me outside. Like, I'm getting older. Dad, you know what I'm saying? Like, he goes crazy if I don't go outside. I'm talking about this is every day, all day. Put the ball down. Like, he's that guy. He loves this sport. He loves all sports, but he loves this sport. So I think it's pretty cool that to be able to me to be into baseball like I'm into, and for him to love it. So we able to bond, and we able to, this is how we really get along through baseball. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, this, it's not like the parenting thing where I'm lying to him, like, don't do that, you can't do that. Knowing I did that at 13 or did that at a young age. And so it's so different from this part of parenting is way more fun. And then when I'm saying fun, I want him to enjoy it enough to where when he gets 12 and 13, he's not bored. I know when it gets boring. There are no cheerleaders in baseball. There are no girls coming to watch in the stands. And when you see that in basketball and basketball and football, where everybody comes, the parents even come. When you get 13, your parents stop coming to the games. Like, baseball gets different. It gets serious. And then you get into more, it's just you, the team, and the coach after that. And so I gotta keep it fun for him now. So when he get 12 and 13, he can really enjoy it when it start getting a little tense. A little more, I can say competitive. Yeah, competitive. Because some of these kids right now that we see now might be 6'2" when they get 12. It'd be a whole different game, so.
Right. Well, that's the thing. again, baseball's the kind of thing as you get older. Right now, a good player is hitting 500, right? When you
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
older, it goes down to 4 and then it goes down to 3, and every now and then you make an error and it hurts you. And the support has to be there because but the key is if they start out where they love it, they keep with it.
Yeah.
And those are the lessons that help you later on in life anyway, because life ain't about winning all the time. You're gonna lose, you know?
Yeah.
Dude. So I think that's a great place to take a quick break. We're gonna come back. If it's okay, we're gonna talk a little bit about what we did this weekend, Ben, if that's okay.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
It is. And
Small world, man.
it's just real cool to get to bond with your kid all the time, right, Murph?
Definitely that. Definitely that.
Right. All right, let's take a break real quick and then we're gonna come back and talk a little bit about this weekend.
Cool.
All right. Welcome back. Thank you to Arden's Garden, Atlanta's source for smoothies, juices, and plant-based foods. Thank you to Showcase Apparel, the fit for your team. Also, like, comment, and subscribe to the Georgia Showcase Baseball YouTube channel. Ben, you came into Pensacola this week to a pro day frozen ropes yogurt on 9 Mile Road in Pensacola, Florida. David Partridge, Jennifer Partridge are the owners there. Dave played ball against us, was in the minor leagues for a long time. Fantastic player. He's going to be on the show at some point. We want to talk to him about that and about he has a long story with his son looking for a place to play college ball and stuff like that I really want to get into at some point with him on a show. But this event was tremendous. Ben, how did you it's important to you to come down here for this thing, right?
Yeah, man. Those are my roots. That's where I came from. That's where I learned to play baseball. I got a chance to meet my first youth baseball coach this weekend. I mean, well, not meeting, but I got a chance to visit him, man, and just seeing everybody, man, that I grew up playing baseball with, the memories that we all shared, and also just the goals that we reached, man, to be able to play at that next level, man. It was just a beautiful moment. And I really had a chance. I really had a great chance just to embrace it, man. It was really a wonderful event, and it's a lot of the things that I talk about when I'm here in the facility, to the kids, to the parents, and just to be there and share memories, and also share what I'm doing now with the kids is, and to be able to see you, it meant a lot to me, man. It really did. And I'm looking forward to many more of them.
Now, Robbie Mason was your catcher in the minors, right? They crashed at Bull Durham and Crash Davis. They brought him down because you were the next big thing in the Expos organization.
Yeah, yeah. Rob was a few years older than me. He was coming out of college, and I was coming out of high school, and they knew we had a relationship from the same town. So they brought Rob down to mentor me while I was a rookie with the Expos, and he took care of me, man, and made sure that I did the right things, and it was I know it was kind of difficult for him, having a little 18-year-old wet behind the ears kid, trying to take care of him, just like taking care of his little brother. But he taught me a lot, and I really appreciate the time that he took out with me, man, because he really showed me a lot.
Right, right. And we got to see Keith Griffin, who was on the show a couple of weeks ago. We got Adrian Chambers was there, Tim Spooneybarger, Jerome Nelson, and Kevin Johnson. Darian McDowell, who just got drafted out of UWF, which is the Pensacola College. We got Brian O'Grady, Darren McCall. Dave's father, who was drafted in 1961, was there and got to talk to us. And that was just a really good experience for all of us. Ben, did you You mentioned when you were there that you didn't start playing until you were 12. My question with that
Yeah,
is, does what you do now, was that influenced by the fact that you didn't get to play until you were 12, jumping in and helping kids when they're 8, 9, 10?
yeah, it really does, man. Because I've always wanted to play baseball, but just my family didn't have the means to play. And then when I moved to I always played football,
Mm-hmm.
but I always wanted to play baseball. And when I moved to Pensacola, a guy took me under his wings, man. He saw I had a good arm, and just started working with me with pitching. And I didn't know I was kind of 12 years old. I didn't know it was too late, to play. I didn't know because I never had a trainer or anything like that. We didn't have trainers coming up.
Murphy, this guy started playing at 12. When I was 13, he was on the All-Star team and we were playing his state tournament together. So he picked up a baseball at 12. It was on the hill pitching for the All-Stars at 13. You know what I mean? Like he was gifted cat. Been the gifted cat,
Yeah,
man.
no, that's nuts. That's why I was trying to comment on. I'm like, hold on. But when you're an athlete, man, and you play other sports, if somebody really show you baseball, oh man, you could take it to another level. Like baseball, one of them ones that if you're athletic, you can do what you need to do. But that's crazy. That transition from 1 year. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I'm gonna talk to Ben off court one day, and I need to know his route. Like that was crazy that you didn't start to 12
Yeah.
and made the league. Like that's a story. That's a book in its own self.
In my apartment complex, man, I used to draw I used to have some chalk, man, and I used to draw a box in my apartments on the brick walls. And every day after school, I would go and I would get a tennis ball, and I used to throw that tennis ball. And that was my strike zone. And I used to throw that tennis ball every day, man, until it got dark outside. This is maybe, get out of school about 3:30, 4 o'clock. And I used to throw that tennis ball every day. I used to go from the stretch to wind up, and I used to emulate the Braves, because the Braves used to be my favorite team, man. Phil Negro and Bob Horner, all those guys, man. And I used to emulate them guys, and there was this guy used to be watching me from the balcony. And one day he came down. And he's like, "Hey man, I see you throwing that tennis ball every day. Have you ever thought about playing? Do you play baseball?" I said, "No, sir. Well, would you like to play baseball?" And I said, "Well, you got to go ask my mom." And he went and asked my mom, and it was in the YMCA. And man, it was from there, man, it just took off.
Right. And think about that too. There's a guy sitting there and he says, "Hey, this kid wants to do this." He takes his time to go down and help somebody he don't necessarily know all that well, because he knows what baseball and what getting involved in stuff and what having fun can do for a person.
Yep. That's amazing.
That's a great story to end on, man. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching, folks. Take care.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Awesome. Dude, guys, great.
All right,
Thank
man.
you so much, man. Y'all have a great day, okay?
All right.
You too.
You too. Thanks, Murph.
All right, P. I'll see you later, man.